It's the Brad and John Show.
It is the Brad and John Show. This is B Block. The date today is December 2nd, first show of December. John, I almost forgot how to do this show because we haven't done it since, last Wednesday? It's been,
Since Wednesday, I know. It's been like a 5-day break, you know? But you know what they said in Titanic, Brad? My heart will go on.
Okay, John just texted me this.
Draw me like you do your French girls.
Here we go again. You know, John, I've never seen that entire movie. I've seen parts.
Good for you. You're not missing anything. I saw it twice against my will. I was in college and I went with abroad on 2 separate occasions, 2 different girls. Well, that's a different story. But anyway, didn't need to see it. I'll just leave it there.
Can you say broad anymore? Is that still acceptable, or is that unacceptable?
Yeah, I can. Who's going to cancel us, Brad?
It's like one of my dad being, I've said this before, and I mean no bad thing for my dad, who was sort of a BA, 40 years in the Army, combat veteran from World War II, 3 Bronze Stars with combat valor. So he was a BA, if you know what I'm saying, okay?
Yeah.
So, but you never know it because he was one of those typical World War II guys. We never talked about it, and we never found out that he had the 3 Bronze Stars till after he passed away. But that's a whole other crazy story. But he used to play soundtracks all the time, movie show tunes and things like that. And one of his favorite was South Pacific. And one of my favorite songs, from every once in a while, I'll find it on YouTube and play it. There is nothing like a dame, nothing in the world.
Yeah, you can't say dame anymore.
Yeah, you can't say dame anymore either. And what I find interesting is I know lots of women that call other women chicks, and I'm going like, I don't think I would be saying that. I mean, as a guy,
I don't think chick is considered. I don't think. Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'm not gonna stop calling women chicks, like in the plural.
So John just texted me this, and it's a picture of Mark McCloskey, and it says, "This is my 68th birthday. We all need to stay fit and strong for the tough times ahead. The more Trump succeeds in achieving real change, the more the deep state will fight back, and things might get dicey." You know what, John? You know what's going to happen here?
Are you going to call him? Hey, let's talk about him first before you call him.
Okay, go ahead.
See, here's what I think. I saw this yesterday on social media. So for folks who don't know, you can follow Mark McCloskey at McCloskey. That's McColskey USA. He posted a picture yesterday, and I guess Patty took the picture. You could see her hand. He's doing a front shot. He's without his shirt on. And he's doing like a front single arm bicep pose with a strong arm, of course, with his right arm. And then he's doing another one that's almost, if you've ever seen bodybuilding, it's almost the most muscular. So his arms are coming down in front of him. And Brad, I thought about this. I'm gonna stop making fun of Mark McCloskey. I've had fun with the fact that he claims to have broken the world overhead standing military press record when he was in high school. He claims that he's all natural, and I've had fun with that. But a man at this age, at 68, who puts in the work to keep some sort of health, some sort of physique, you got to commend it. And it's easy for me to throw stones as a guy that's more than 20 years younger than him. But you know what? Good for him. And just because I'm not going to pose with my shirt off, I think it's a little, I think that's a little suspect to be a man posing with your shirt off and putting on social media, unless you're in the fitness industry. But I'm not gonna mock him for that, Brad, because I think we should compliment that kind of behavior. You get what I'm saying?
John, I do. And matter of fact, here we go. Not only will we compliment that behavior, we will call him and compliment that behavior. How's that?
There we go.
Here we go.
Hello, this is Mark McCloskey. I'm not available on the phone right now. Please leave your name, telephone number, and message, and I'll get back to you shortly. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. At the end of your message, press 1.
Mark, it's Brad Hildebrand. I'm reviewing the pictures that you posted over the weekend. I think your birthday was December 1st. I think I even sent you some birthday greetings. And I'm calling you live on the air because we would love to talk with you and compliment you on the way you look at 68. If you want to give me a call back, 314-280-8880. Once again, Brad Hildebrand, 314-280-8880. Thanks, Mark. I think you call back. 9 times out of 10, he calls back.
He might, yeah. And don't you think, Brad, and here's the thing. Here's an example of where I should practice what I preach. I talk all the time about the fact that, just because something is not right for me or something is not right for you, it doesn't mean it's not right for somebody else. I think posting shirtless pictures of yourself is a little. I wouldn't do it just because I think it's kind of doesn't mean that other people shouldn't do it. I wouldn't, Brad. You know, I'm turning 50 in a few years. For my 50th birthday, I wouldn't go to the mall and walk into Glamour Shots and order a package with a feather boa and a wacky hat and see if I can lift a 3-pound vinyl dumbbell and take thirst traps in black and white. Like, that's not what I'm going to do. But if other people want to do it, good for them. If a man keeps his physique in an advanced age and he's proud of it, let him post pictures, man. Just because I think doesn't mean that everybody else should.
Know that I did that on my 50th birthday, John.
I saw them, Brad. Well, they were still in black and white. And they had actually your Victrola in the back.
Well, you
know, you had a couple dames with you, too.
Well, the interesting thing was, you know, back when those pictures were taken, when I turned 50, was that 49 years ago or something like that? Or no, 39 years ago. When I turned 50, they had a problem with the mall because the smoke detectors kept going off because they used the old flash powder for the flash, you know, with the, you know, like they just, you know, I'm talking about the old flash pictures where like they actually
I do know that.
Shoot off like gunpowder, stuff like that, which was the flash. Yeah, those were the good old days. Okay.
I remember running into you right at Bell Fountain in Lairmore at the Fox Photo up there, and you were getting those pictures developed.
John and I both NOCO boys. Okay, my read on Mark McCloskey. I'll go back to the very first time we called him. This is going back to Shelley. And matter of fact, that was so funny because of the fact that this was what it was about. I saw him on Facebook. This has probably been, 3-4 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, it had to be because he ran for Senate. For folks who don't remember, in 2022, he ran for U.S. Senate.
Right. This was after. How long has it been since his whole deal with the guns in his place? Has that been like 4 years ago?
Oh no, that was more than that. Let me look it up while you're doing it.
Okay. Well, you look up the year. Okay. So he's one of my friends on Facebook. Okay, and I see this picture of him. And Shelley and I are both going like, that's got to be Photoshop. That can't be him. Because once again, it was another shirtless picture. And he's got his own home gym and he's working out in the gym. And he looks like Mr. Atlas. You know, I mean, like he looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of dude.
He does.
And we're going like, that can't be him. So we go onto his website. And sure enough, there's a phone number. So you know me, John. I love calling phones live on the air. Because once again, it's sort of, what's the term, eschew? Is that how you say that? Eschew?
Eschew, E-S-C-H-E-W.
I eschew sometimes the phony baloney thing that goes on in our industry. Like, caller, you're on the air. You know, they scream.
You do. It's one of your best traits, Brad.
Right. And I think that the way you relate to people on the radio is because you be one of the people on the radio. You don't try to be a phony baloney. You just try.
Yes,
and
I get it.
That's what I try to do. So we called him. We called the number, and he answered. And we're going like, it can't be him. And we had so much fun with him. And he didn't know who the hell I was. Well, he did know who I was, but, you know, remotely. I mean, I've never met him or anything like that in person, but he knew from me for being on the radio, you know, for years in St. Louis. And it turned out that he knew where my transmitter site was because he kids about the fact that, you know, he has a place down in Franklin County, and he's been by the crap transmitter site many times. And him and I, we met him. Shelley and I went to an event out at the Family Arena, and him and his wife couldn't have been any nicer. And there was a line of people lined up to meet him, shake his hand, and they were signing pictures. Somewhere I still have those pictures.
Of course.
And Shelley and I both came away from that going like, these two were like some of the nicest people we've met in a long time. You know what I mean? And yet he got the reputation, oh, he's a terrible person. Oh, look at him and his wife. They're pointing guns at these black people. You know, and the whole crazy thing was that you go back on the whole crazy story, and it's so weird because of the fact that, remember, the whole reason those people say they were going there because they really weren't going to Mark McCloskey's house, which some people still debate that they were, because remember they said they were going to the mayor's house. That was when
Lyda Crewson. She lived in Portland Place. She lived right around there.
But she didn't. See, remember, that was the deal. She didn't live there. Because when we asked Mark about this, Mark says, she doesn't live here. She's like 2 miles away.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I remember him telling the whole story, and that was the interesting aspect of it. But once again, you'd never know that in the press. You would thought that, that Mark McCloskey and Lyda Crewson were next door neighbors. He said, I remember, if he calls back, I'll ask him that again, because he told us that they knew exactly where Lyda Crewson lived, and they knew she did not live there, and yet they, and who was in that group? Guess who was in that group? Cori Bush.
Yeah. I didn't know that she was among the people that were in that what would you call them, pack of marauding protesters.
I'm almost positive Cori Bush was in that group, if I'm not mistaken. If Mark calls back, he'll know the whole story.
I wouldn't say that out loud because she's applying for a job at Boeing. And I wouldn't want anything to happen to that application. You get what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want them to think maybe she's too controversial.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay, a lot of things to talk about. The first break, we talked about the fact, if you haven't heard this already, that yesterday that Joe Biden pardoned, even though he said he wouldn't on many occasions. Matter of fact, it's funny because I listened to another show this morning, and they're playing all the clips of KJP saying, well, Joe Biden, President Biden will never pardon his son because, she gives all the reasons that would be overstep and, blah, 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 and he pardons his son. Okay, so once again, do as I say, not as I do, right? And where's my list of things? Because I had a whole bunch of stuff to talk about this morning. Let me get my list up here. Okay.
Hey, while you look it up, Brad, I also, in the email that I sent you, I wanted to flag that friend of the show, Seth York, will now be working for Bob Onder. He's left the great Mary Elizabeth Coleman's Senate office, and he will be working for Bob Onder. He's going to be running the show for Onder in mid-Missouri. Seth surely wouldn't say he's going to be running the show because Seth is more humble than that, but he'll be running the mid-Missouri operation for Bob Onder.
Interesting. And well, he'll stay here in he's running what, the Jefferson City office or the Kansas City, or no, the
district office.
District office. Okay. I heard this on another radio station. I thought this was interesting. You know how for years we have this deal, and it happened last week or the week before, where the president pardons the turkeys. Have you ever heard?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the story behind that? It's pretty fascinating.
No, I don't. How it started, I don't know.
Well, it's pretty interesting because of the fact that apparently for a number of years there were turkey farmers and different pharma organizations that would send turkeys to the White House, and most of the time they slaughtered the turkeys and they ate them, because they
of course.
Okay,
well, that's the point, right?
The interesting part of this was that the whole pardoning the turkey started with John F. Kennedy days before he was assassinated. This goes back to November.
No way.
Yes, November of 1963, and he was the first president that pardoned the turkey. And matter of fact, and what was interesting was apparently when they sent the turkey to Kennedy, they put a tag on it or something around its neck. It said, "Good eating, Mr. President." And he decided, no, he wasn't going to eat that turkey. He was going to pardon the turkey. So therefore, every president, I believe every president since has done this. It's like, one of these rites of passage kind of things that a week or so before Thanksgiving, they trot these turkeys out, and usually it's two. But the bizarre, I read a story where there were two of them this year, but only one of them actually at the White House. I don't know what happened to the second one. And they have this thing where the president pardons them, and then they go off to live their life, their natural life somewhere. I don't know if they go to the Turkey Trot Museum or something like that. But I thought that was interesting, and I don't know the exact date because we had it the week before last. The President Kennedy was assassinated on November 22nd, 1963. So this had to be probably maybe a few days before that. So it would probably
it had to be, immediately before that. And what was lost in the footage, because everybody was concerned about the Zapruder film, was actually the turkey got up and sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President."
No,
it heard that the president loved thick white breasts and big thick thighs. John. I mean, it heard that rumor.
Here goes John. Okay. Here we go. This bizarre story of the banana art that sold for what, $6.2 million?
Yeah. So I'm not up on this, but I've seen this on social media.
Okay, here's what's so bizarre. It's some crypto dude who bought it. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's this bizarre, crazy story. This art sold for $6.2 million or some crazy thing like that. And all it is a banana that's duct taped to a wall. I mean, if you can imagine, like if you got flat white walls in your house And if you can imagine just grabbing a banana and grabbing like about a 18-inch stretch of 2-inch duct tape, and you take the banana, you hold it against the wall, and you duct tape the banana to the wall, and that's art. And the amazing thing was, only on St. Louis Public Radio, they had one of the art reviewers review this. And she talked about, it symbolizes this, and I'm going like, give me a break. It's a banana
now,
on
was it a local art analyst, or was it
No, this was on
NPR
Network, and the gal goes into this long explanation about how it did. And do you know the crazy explanation of this is? No,
I don't know.
The crazy explanation of this, it goes back to slavery. Because they're talking.
Oh, of course it does.
I'm going like, okay, like this is not Kevin Bacon. This is not the Kevin Bacon game on steroids where it's 42, points to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, they're always going to stretch it to make it somehow about victimhood.
Well, so anyway, the guy buys the thing for $6.2 million. And over the weekend, he ate the banana.
Oh my God. Was it still good?
No, but the point of it, here's what's interesting. It came out that he didn't actually buy that piece of duct tape and a banana because they said I think he was from Hong Kong or Singapore or something like that. He's some crypto dude. You'd love him. And anyway, he said that what he bought the rights to having a banana taped on a wall, and he has the rights to this, and it doesn't have to be that banana, that he can go around the world with his duct tape roll and his bag of bananas and stick bananas on walls with duct tape, and he's the only one that's authorized to do that.
So it's his intellectual property now.
Yes, it's almost like
he can make when NFTs come back in a few years, he can make an NFT of a banana on a wall. I love it. So Brad, you can't do artwork for commercial purposes that has a banana up on a wall.
Supposedly, no. Supposedly he can sue you. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, you just mentioned that for a while. Everybody, oh my God, NFTs are the best thing. And they've just disappeared off the face of the earth because I think everybody thought, this is stupid. You don't really own anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know why they crashed was because the crypto market crashed.
Was that why they crashed?
Yeah. So you could only purchase NFTs through Ethereum, which is not the same as Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is not the same as cryptocurrency, but that's a discussion for a different time. But when cryptocurrency and Bitcoin tanked, I want to call it maybe mid to late 2021, you saw the Ethereum market tank as well. So, and that's the currency by which you purchased NFTs. You could not take money out of your wallet, or in your case, your pocketbook, or your old timey coin thing that you carry around, Brad, that you squeeze and the quarters come out. But you had to use Ethereum. So when Ethereum tanked, the NFT market tanked. NFTs are going to come back, and I'm one of the people that made fun of them a lot because I think it was pretty ridiculous. But they'll come back. I mean, as Ethereum and Bitcoin continue to ebb and flow, they'll come back.